Me. Karrion Kross considered his credit score. Okay, I think I'm ready. Welcome to another edition of the Kliq Cast podcast, where we review your week in pro wrestling. We have so much to talk about. We got so many wrestling shows
now,
every week.
6 shows a week.
Yeah, so I mean, we did have Dark Elevation, but that's something I typically didn't watch. But now we have a 2-hour Collision. Of course, Dynamite. We did watch Rampage recently just to see if there was going to be any hype for Collision with all that. And it's actually been a little bit better of a show, in my opinion, since I last really watched it. But we also have SmackDown, we have NXT, we have Raw, so we have 6 shows to talk about from the last week in wrestling. On top of that, this is your last week in America.
It is. It is.
Sucks.
So this goes up tomorrow.
Yeah, this will be up Thursday, the 22nd. Yeah, and you'll be gone. You'll be flying out the 23rd.
23rd, yes.
Yeah, so what are you, what's your thoughts on your second trip here to Colorado?
It feels like I live here.
It really does.
I think it's because I've been here, last time I was only here for maybe 5 weeks or something. And this time I've been here for 2 months, just over. So it feels like I live here.
It's going to be weird with you gone because I've gotten so used to sleeping in the same bed.
I know, that's
having you
weird.
here when as soon as I'm just out of the shower or whatever, It's going to suck.
That's going to be weird.
It's going to be suck. Because every night I'd be like, oh, are you hungry? Oh, yeah. And then we just There'll be a lot of things that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss holding you, tickling you, all that stuff.
No, tickle me. Don't make me sad.
You're going to miss it. But let's go ahead and talk about... first and foremost, last week's SmackDown, which ended with one of the best storylines. Man, Roman and the Usos and Solo and Heyman are just really killing it right now and carrying, in my opinion, carrying SmackDown almost at this point. But,
for sure.
Coming up on Money in the Bank, so right here we started off SmackDown with a recap of the Bloodline's business from the week prior. We see Kathy Kelly tries to get an interview with the Bloodline when they arrive to the arena, but Roman brushes her off and tells Paul Heyman. Actually, it was not Kathy Kelly. I think it was actually Kayla Braxton.
It was Kayla.
And he told Paul, your girlfriend's here.
He's like, wise man, your girlfriend's here.
That was really funny. So great start off to SmackDown. We go into tag team action. They did the tag team gauntlet. This was interesting. Usually for gauntlets, they put the guys in the back and they come out as
yes, but they were already around the ring, ready to jump in. And they added...
they had commentary by was it commentary or what are you talking about?
They added Hit Row into it as well.
Okay,
sorry, I couldn't think of their team name for some reason.
I actually forgot that they originally were not part of it.
Yeah, they were not part of it originally, but just last minute addition, I guess.
Yeah, so they added Hit Row. It was initially 4 teams, and we got 5 teams in the end. It was Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland, Sheamus, Good Brothers, Carl Lynch and Luke Gallows, Hit Row, Ashanti and Top Dollar, LWO, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, Kit Wilson, and the Street Profits, Montez and Angelo. Really good match. Brawling Brutes, they ran the whole gauntlet, essentially, eliminating Profits first, and then eliminating the OC, eliminating LWO, eliminating the Hit Row very quick.
Yeah, that was...
within 5 seconds.
Nearly one hit and done.
And then Pretty Deadly were the final team, and they used their tactics their cheating tactics to get the win.
They did.
So they are the #1 contenders to KO and Sammy for the tag titles.
I think they're going to beat them.
I would love if they beat them.
I really think they're going to beat them.
Fun gauntlet. Nothing really too crazy in this match, but new #1 contenders. We see back from commercial, Pretty Deadly are still in the ring celebrating their win. Kevin Owens and Sammy make their way out to a massive pop. Every crowd for every SmackDown Raw has been crazy good. Sammy congratulates them on the win. He says that he didn't expect them to win. They won 5 minutes ago and they're still celebrating. This went to a nice back and forth promo. Owens, of course, with a very sour look on his face, asking Sammy if he's not bothered by all this. And KO says he's been trying to stay calm, but he wants to run in there and punch their stupid faces. Zayn is on board, and they rush the ring, and Pretty Deadly run away immediately. Yep. So, again, yeah, I would love to see them win, but I just think that we're going to keep it on KO and Sammy, who are massively over right now.
Yeah, it could also be a way to kind of split the titles, I guess.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the last
Back
titles that we haven't addressed yet.
Yeah.
So we have everything addressed besides the tag titles.
It could be a good way to split them up, but you never know.
I wonder if they're just going to keep them like that. I really don't know at this point because they still might. It's been a couple months since the draft, but I wonder if they're going to just keep them unified because they feel like they don't have enough to split. Maybe I feel they do.
Maybe, but I think they do.
I think they will eventually too. So after that, we have the Bloodline backstage. While Heyman very anxious, Roman's very upset. Heyman asks Reigns he has spoken to Jey Uso and he hasn't. I'm sorry, other way around. Roman asks Heyman if he's talked to Jey. He hasn't. He berates Paul, saying that he's the tribal chief and that means Jey should reach out to him. Roman asks if Heyman has reached out and tells him to go talk to Jey now. And we come back to Io, Zelina Vega from commercial break. These two are both in the Women's Money in the Bank. They had a really good match here.
They really did.
And
Really
Io
fun.
with the fruit roll-up victory. Oh, no, she did the fruit roll-up, and the referee was occupied
Zelina won.
with Bailey. And then Zelina hits her finisher for the victory here. Bailey distracting the ref, so Io could lost this match because of Bailey.
Yep.
So damage control is definitely dying soon.
What was even better is Zelina hit a 619.
Oh, that's right. Well, she was distracted. Yeah, that's right. Post-match, Bailey, she tries to justify herself to Io, and Io's just not happy. We have Bianca Belair. She's backstage talking to Pierce about her rematch. She tries to blow her off and says that she's owed one, and she's going to get it her way, right or wrong. So she's kind of teasing a heel turn here.
Yes.
We see the ring getting prepared for the Grayson Waller effect. We come back. We have Io and Bailey backstage bickering when Shotzi rolls up and challenges Bailey for her Women's Money in the Bank spot.
And before Bailey could say anything, it was accepted by Io on
Yes.
Bailey's behalf.
Io did exactly what Bailey's been doing for the last year.
Yep.
Accepting on the behalf of Dakota and Io. That's exactly what Io did here. Bailey will now defend her Money in the Bank spot to Shotzi next week, and I think Shotzi takes it.
Oh, 100%. Poor Bailey, but she hasn't been on much of a winning record since she returned to SummerSlam, so...
Grayson Waller's in the ring. We got Charlotte Flair on the Grayson Waller effect. He is the total simp for her. He's nonstop, holding the ropes for her, praising her, letting her know that she's the best, all that stuff. Immediately, though, not too far into this, a couple minutes in, Bianca Belair interrupts and says that Flair's accolades do speak for themselves, and these two haven't fought, so I'm actually excited for this. Says that they need somebody to explain how things work around here. Charlotte just can't walk in and demand title shots. Charlotte explains that she can, and that won't change. And she denies that she ran away from, because Bianca eventually said that she's running away from her.
Yeah.
And that's why she keeps disappearing. Charlotte denies that, but this is just a good back and forth promo here, honestly, and I think they might be setting that up for SummerSlam.
They could.
I think Charlotte beats Asuka, unfortunately, and I think we get Charlotte Bianca for the women's.
Then does Bianca
title.
beat Charlotte for the title, or you think Charlotte keeps it? That's the path they do go down.
I think they might have Bianca chase for a minute. I think they might have her
That's
lose
fair.
and then win it, maybe
Yeah.
Survivor Series or something.
Fair.
Or they could draw it out to Rumble, have like a type of War Games match with the women, and then
They could.
Team Charlotte, Team Bianca, and then Rumble or something.
That would be fun.
Who knows?
I'd be down
Who
for
knows?
that.
Hunter does a lot more drawn out things, but I'm down for this. This match is the only,
That'd be
Charlotte's the only horsewoman that she hasn't fought yet,
Yep.
Bianca. So, who do you think would win between the two in a match, or like who would you like to see win between the two?
Charlotte.
Really? I would hope that
I'm more of a
Bianca would
Charlotte
get the
fan
win,
than
but
I
I
am
could see
Bianca
them.
fan, but yeah.
I can see
hope
them
it's
100%
Charlotte.
pushing Charlotte over her for. At least I think that it'd be a good story to have Bianca chase Charlotte, essentially.
Yes.
So I could see that happening, and the whole story of her being passed over by Pierce and all
Yeah,
that,
looked over by
making
management,
her
so to
the
speak.
baby face, big baby face still. So definitely think that's where they're going. After that, backstage, Paul Heyman talks to Jey Uso. He's apologizing him for telling the truth and for Jimmy kicking him in the face and costing him the title match. And he spins a tale of how Jimmy had to mean it, and there's no way he could have been an accident because he's jealous and envious. Jey says he's sorry because if he's in, Paul is still out. So even though we have Paul still trying to manipulate him, Jey still says if he's back,
he was going to be on the outs.
yeah, no Paul while he's back in. We get AJ Styles next versus, AJ and Mia Yim versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. This is Scarlett's first match, I believe. And she didn't do a whole lot, but she looked okay. We've seen her a bit in Impact, so I know she could wrestle, but didn't do a whole lot here. In the end, Carlett, that's what we're going to call him now. Carlett Bor Cross. I don't know, that didn't work. But Scarlett and Karrion Kross win when Karrion Kross debuts a new pump handle DDT.
Yeah.
It was a really short match, but it was very surprising to see them get the win here. I actually thought AJ and Mia would win.
I think as much as I hate it, it makes sense because AJ won last time, so this makes them 1-for-1, which means they can go on for a third.
I mean, that was a tag match, but yeah, definitely 1-for-1 still. After that, again, Paul Heyman returns to Roman, shakes his head that no, of course, that Jay's not essentially in. Solo squares up to Paul, and Paul backs away. Solo asks if he needs to handle this, and Reigns tells him, take it easy, they've got time. So this story, man, is just so good. All the backstage segments that lead up to usually the main event segment with Roman is always done so well. We have Mustafa Ali getting interviewed, talking about. Actually, he didn't talk about anything because then Baron Corbin was like, "What up?" and he just beat his ass. After that, we have Rey Mysterio comes out to the ring. He talks about how he's excited that he reformed the LWO. Calls out Santos Escobar, he says is gonna win Money in the Bank. Santos gets on the mic, talks about how hard he's worked, all the sacrifices that he's made with his family, and to get to Money in the Bank is the pinnacle. Thanks Ray, tells him that he loves him, and before you know it, LA Knight comes out, and we get LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. One-on-one, short match, but Santos Escobar wins it via the roll-up. And, of course, LA Knight tries to go after Ray, but... he tries to go after Santos, but Ray backs him up.
Good. Oh, we should have.
So, a lot of people still think LA Knight's winning Money in the Bank, but... I guess I feel like they're doing the whole make your guy lose a lot before you award him type of thing with LA Knight. Because they've done that with, like, Liv. She was, like, I feel like, was it last year before she won it or whenever it was? She, like, had quite a bit big losses before she won it. Same with Nikki Ash at the time. She was, like, on a big losing streak, and then she won it. So I could see them doing that with him. I mean, I don't think no, he did have a match recently and won, but I still feel like most of the big matches he's fallen on. We see the Bloodline. So after that, we get the Bloodline. They're going to find out if Jay is going to stick with the Bloodline or go with Jimmy, who's left the Bloodline. And my goodness, this family is just, from Rock to Roman to the Usos, they're just top notch, and they can act. And that's what we got here with some great storytelling, great acting from all these guys. Paul Heyman included with his facial expressions always on top. They basically let them know once Jimmy came out there that what was it that Jimmy was the one telling Roman that he doubted him, that he was the one giving Roman the doubt. That's why Roman treated Jay the way he did, was because it was Jimmy telling him, I don't trust Jay, I don't trust him. So it was because of Jimmy why Roman treated Jay the way he did, why Jay felt like he was always undermined.
All those mind games. It was
because Jimmy told Roman he didn't trust his own brother. And Jimmy admitted it. Jay was pissed, got in his face, even started using their real life names, telling him how he would always tell him, I don't remember exactly, but he's like, just listen to me, Joshua, saying his real name, Joshua. So it was really good. In the end, he says that, what was it? How did he word it? I believe you remember it better than me, even though I'm looking right at this notes here.
When he tells him he's out?
Yeah, how did he tell Roman?
Oh, he's like, he squares up Jimmy and he's like, you're out. And then it's like a 2 seconds, 3 second pause, and he's like, I'm out too. And then bang.
And then they kick Roman.
He kicks Roman.
And then Jimmy and him do a double super kick, and Roman sell, and the double super kick was incredible. He looked like he just got shot with a shotgun. His facial expression, like he didn't know where he was. So confused. And then, of course, Solo tries to make the save, and the Usos take him out with super kicks, and they leave the ring, and Roman yells at them. And what a great ending to SmackDown. Some of the best storytelling.
Got an answer.
Yeah, so sets up that they announce Money in the Bank, the Usos versus Roman and Solo in a tag team match. Watch this podcast ad-free at my website, HeelJosh.com. Sign up for my Patreon-style memberships, joining the Heel tier at $5 a month, $4.50 for your first month. That will give you ad-free access to the Kliq cast every week that it's up. No ads at all. If you are a Kliq tier member, you will still get the ads, but you will get the podcast 2 to 4 hours before it goes up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. But the Heel tier, completely ad-free, as well as that 2 to 4 hours before it goes up everywhere else. So make sure you guys go to HeelJosh.com, subscribe today, get that ad-free viewing. We also did watch Rampage, so this will be a quick review because it was nothing too crazy, but also a pretty fun episode. We started off there with Chaos, Best Friends, and Rocky Romero versus United Empire. Very fun trios match with United Empire, Will Ospreay standing tall. Good match. Will Ospreay looked good here before his match with Kenny coming up.
Fun.
Taya Valkyrie and Trish Adora, short and sweet match for Taya. She did just fight for the TBS title tonight. We'll talk about that soon. But this was her match prior, leading up to it, against very good Trish Adora, who I've seen a few times with Dark and ROH, and I think she's really good. I think they have something with Trish Adora. And good match. Taya gets the win. Won with a curb stomp.
They did.
Hardys were interviewed backstage, accepting the match to the Guns, which was also tonight on Dynamite, so we'll talk about that. Aubrey Edwards made her AEW in-ring debut with Mark and Papa Briscoe against Jay Lethal, Jeff, and Karen Jarrett. That was a very fun match. I thought this would be cinematic, but it was actually
in-ring,
in-person trios match. Not a whole lot of action from Aubrey and Karen, but when they did, they made it count. Karen raked Aubrey's eyes at one point. Aubrey had the guitar. I believe she hit Jay Lethal with it. Aubrey then picks Karen's ankle, puts her in the figure four lock, and makes her tap out for the win. So Aubrey got the win in her first AEW match. We see Taya Valkyrie. She gloated about her win over Trish Adora. Talks trash about Chris Statlander. She's healed now, so she went from being here and happy in AEW to being mad because Chris Statlander won her belt that she didn't. We have Don Callis and Takeshita interrupt Mark Henry, who's doing his main event promos for the main event match between Takeshita and Bandito. Of course, they get booed out of the building, but in the main event, Bandito and Takeshita burned it down.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Bandito got injured in this match.
He did, and it looks like he's going to require surgery, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was looking to get a second opinion, supposedly. I think it was a shoulder injury.
Looks like he's broken his wrist, I think it is.
Oh, shoot, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a wrist.
But that's unfortunate, but it was a really good match between Takeshita and Bandito. Even Don Callis praised Bandito during the commentary when he was on commentary. Good Rampage. I thought they were going to set up more for Collisions while we watched it. They really didn't. But overall, not a bad show. It could have been worse. But let us talk about the first ever AEW Collision. CM Punk returns to AEW in Chicago. And man, did he cut a good promo.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. He started off the show. We started it off just like Rampage, the second ever episode of Rampage where he debuted to CM Punk chants. And he came out, loud pop in Chicago. He had a red bag with him and his wrestling shoes around his neck. Walked out to the ring to a loud pop. I remember yelling to jump in the crowd. Let's see what happens. He didn't. Came out and he cut a vicious promo. It was great. As much as I was a proponent to how he acted at the press conference from All Out last year, I gotta say, this man could cut a damn promo.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
and he took a lot of shots at the Elite, which were warranted.
The Elite did a lot of shots to him when they returned for the Best of 7 series with the Lucha Bros and Pac. So, yeah, it was. I feel like his shots were warranted there.
100%.
But they got a huge pop. He's bald now. A lot of people were curious on what hairstyle he'd have because his hair was kind of long before he left. He's bald now, basically. He said he's tired of being nice. He's been gone along with an injury, but he's back, and he's as long as he's here, this is professional wrestling business with grown-ups. It's never been a popularity contest. Says the guy who wanted to be on the main event of WrestleMania because he had the most T-shirt sales. Okay. Tonight he wants to talk about his future, but he has to talk about the past. He wanted, if he wouldn't have believed that he would sell at a bunch of different arenas when he was a kid, goes back to saying that he's tired of being nice, telling me when I tell lies. Shout out to Bobby Fish in a way. Then he puts over the fans, saying he rode backs of smart, passionate wrestling fans like everyone here tonight. I love you for it. I love you because you love me. You love me because I've never compromised. I've been unapologetic my entire career. I am me, and I couldn't have done this all without you. But it seems there are some people that hate me for the same reasons you all love me. I understand the sheer magnitude of me makes people uncomfortable. Slightly heel promo here. Yeah. But he's also in Chicago. It's kind of like Brett when he was in Canada, and then he goes somewhere place else, and then he's the heel. He calls himself the Truth, and the Truth is painful. He tells the fans to boo him, cheer him, love him. But all they do is know because they know he's right. He's says he's been called One Bill Phil, I guess, by the WB people because he's genuine article and business filled with counterfeit bucks.
Counterfeit bugs, baby.
The king is back, is what he said. He said, why should he change? Eventually, he goes on, talks about what's in his bag, and said that he never lost his title. In the bag was the AEW World Title.
He's not wrong. He didn't.
Yeah, he got injured. He was stripped. And that he says that he is the real AEW World Champion, and he dropped the mic. Good promo. There was a lot more to it, but man, was this a great promo. He also actually said another line at one point about you're only as soft as or something about if you're offended, then you're as soft as the wrestlers you like, or something like that. And it was a really good promo. He pushing all the right buttons. From there, we go into the TNT title match, Wardlow versus Luchasaurus, excuse me. In the end, Christian, with all the help in the world to Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus wins, but Christian celebrates like he won.
Yep.
It was okay match, but this TNT title is just hot potato around and feels like a 24/7 title right now.
Yeah.
What did you think of the match overall?
It was fun.
Fun. What do you think about Lucha winning?
He didn't. Christian won.
There you go. Yeah, Christian takes the title. He goes up to the middle and he holds it in celebration, like if he won it. We get an interview with Powerhouse Hobbs and QT Marshall. Marshall says that Powerhouse Hobbs will win the Owen Hart tournament and that it'll put him on the map, basically. And in our match of the night after that interview was Buddy Matthews and Andrade. Charlotte Flair, Mr. Flair versus Mr. Ripley. And man, did they have a fantastic, fucking hard-hitting match.
It was fun.
Buddy sells like a freaking, like he gets shot with
the fact
every
they
strike.
both, like, Buddy used Rhea's moves and Andrade used Charlotte's was pretty
And
cool.
he won with the figure 8.
Yeah.
He hit figure 4 in, and he arched it, and that's when Buddy tapped. We actually missed it initially until the chat in our live stream was like, hey, he hit figure 8. And we're like, no, figure 4. Then they show the replay, and we're like, oops.
And like 5 people started saying, and we're like, shit, maybe he actually did arch it. We missed it.
Totally missed it. But that's what Andrade won with. Andrade tried to help up Buddy Matthews to show respect, but he pushed him off. Andrade offered his hand to shake, but as Buddy approached him, the lights went out, and out came Brody King and Malachi Black. While they were in the ring, they laid out Andrade, and Black leaned over him and said something to his face while he was laid out in the middle of the ring. So more... we're going to continue something. He's probably going to get Roosh and Dralistico or Preston to help him.
He could.
And I bet you will see Los Ingobernables versus House of Black.
In the future, maybe.
Definitely. I think that's where we're going. Tony Nese is in the ring. We were told right before this that it was Miro in action. So Nese is the guy to get destroyed here. But it actually was a good match. I thought it was better than I expected.
It was okay.
It was better. You know, Nese sold really well for Miro.
Yeah.
Probably know each other. I don't know if they ever fought in WWE, but these two obviously know each other. And it was a good match. Of course, Miro locks in the Cobra Clutch. I forgot what exactly they call it for him, but he gets the win that way. Good match. Good to see Miro back on AEW. We had a promo for CM Punk who said that he never left. He just got injured. There's still things to do, and he's going to finish them. And it was just a hype for the main event. We get the Outcast and tag action versus Willow and Sky Blue in a really good tag match.
This one was fun.
Really good tag match. Setting up Willow and Tony for Forbidden Door here in this match. And in the end, via the spray can, they tried to use the spray paint, but Willow made the save by spraying Soho herself.
Yes.
So, Willow's smart. But they won, so now it's going to be Willow and Tony at Forbidden Door.
It
is. The women's title, AEW women's title. Who do you got winning that?
Probably Tony.
I would love for Willow to win, but I definitely don't see Tony losing right away here. Ricky Stark's promo saying that he was going to be in the Owen Hart tournament. We do get the Owen Hart bracket announced at Dynamite. We'll talk about that then. We have Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe announced for a concession stand brawl, which happened tonight on Dynamite. Tony Schiavone's in the ring. They introduce the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. They do the whole scissor me gimmick. They even get Tony Schiavone involved. It was a great promo. They said that they're going to be on Wednesdays and Saturday. It was just a really good promo for the Acclaimed. Main event, CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. Very good. Long time. It's like a 20-ish minute match.
Yeah, it went for a while.
It was very, very good. We had a lot of squares off with Jay White and Punk, Samoa Joe and Punk. Punk looked pretty solid in the ring.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What did you think of the whole match?
I liked it. It was fun. Still not my favorite, but it was fun.
Yeah, I thought Punk, the little moments where he, maybe a little bit of ring rust, but I thought he looked good. Man has that pro wrestling chops, and in the end, FTR, CM Punk with the win over Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe.
I think that was an obvious win, though.
Oh, definitely.
They weren't going to have Punk lose on his first match back.
And, yeah, definitely this feud continues as we have more to talk about on Dynamite. But Collision was really good. I know that kind of went through it really fast, but the wrestling was really good, hard-hitting. The promo by Punk was good. Like, literally the only thing that I didn't care about was the TNT title match, which was still a good match. It was just, I hate how that belt is filling right now. Other than that, great show.
It was fun. Read it. It was good.
That's all you're saying. You're saying the same 3 things over and over. How do I stay energized while I'm editing my content all day for TikTok and live streaming on Twitch? Well, that's easy. I drink G Fuel. G Fuel Energy comes in these tubs with 40 servings, 140 milligrams of caffeine, no sugar, low calories, and no additive flavors. It locks me in with good focus and energy throughout the day to keep me going and staying at the top of my game. Use my code HEALJOSH, saves you 20% off when you make purchases off the G Fuel website. There's also energy cans that come in 140 milligrams of caffeine and 300 milligrams of caffeine. You could also get those at Vitamin Shop, GNC, and many more. Check out gfuel.com for a store near you or order off the website where you use my code to save 20%. All right, we're going to Monday Night Raw, where we had a few things announced, like the return of Logan Paul. A good Raw. Are you good there?
Yeah.
Tired?
Yeah.
I could tell. All right, so we start off Monday Night Raw with Seth freaking Rollins. We're getting the open challenge for his World Heavyweight title, but immediately is met by Finn Balor, who beats the crap out of him. It's like 3 coup de grace off the freaking ringside stairs. Does a lot.
He's hungry for the title.
And I don't think he's going to win, though, against Seth at Money in the Bank. But I like this vicious side. I feel like even though you're giving him this vicious side, it's going to still be a disappointment when he loses at Money in the Bank.
I don't like the Judgment Day, but I wouldn't be mad at Finn winning. Because everything he's done is kind of fair. In terms of winning it.
That's true. And then, of course, Damien's in Money in the Bank, so there was a lot of tension last week.
And technically, if you want to go down that path, Finn didn't technically lose.
No, he got injured, the Universal title, so he never lost that. So
he never lost the
and Seth
title
keeps
he won.
doing the low-hanging fruit and taking shots about that and stuff. So I don't know. I still don't see it, though. I just don't see that happening as over as Seth is currently. Especially because a lot of people were mad that the crowd apparently hijacked the segment the week before. Singing his song. But, so, yeah, Finn beats the shit out of him. We don't get an open challenge. They cancel it, saying that Finn was, made his match even for NXT in jeopardy, which is against Braun Breaker. Come back from commercial. They review what just happened. Of course, it's a long freaking show, so they do a lot of recaps here. But we immediately come back to The Miz in the ring, upset that they're not talking about him and that Seth Rollins can't even do this open challenge.
Who wants to talk about someone that's got tiny balls? No one.
And then his former, I guess, helper, if you will, Tommaso Ciampa returned from injury. Immediately takes him out. We get a match immediately. Very short and sweet. Tommaso Ciampa returns, gets the victory over The Miz. Good to see Ciampa.
It was good to see him back. I thought he was going to be in the open challenge.
Me too. Him or Gargano would have been dope. So we get Judgment Day next. We get all 4 members of the Judgment Day.
Let's go.
Finn Balor on the mic says that Seth Rollins' title open challenge is canceled because of him, and he's the only one that's going to win that World Heavyweight title. Ripley takes over, says that Finn will take that World Heavyweight Championship home to the Judgment Day, and that she's got that women division locked down, and Priest will win Money in the Bank, and her Latino heat is going to put down Cody Rhodes. Priest then gets on the mic, talks about how he'll win Money in the Bank, tells Cody to keep his boy's name out of his mouth. He'll never be able to fight anyone again. Dominic tries to speak, but of course the crowd overwhelms him and boos. He eventually stops waiting and shouts about how he's challenging Cody to find 2 partners for a main event tonight. We get an interview with Sami Zayn and KO. Owens is upset about being asked about the bloodline as always. Zayn tells him that he thinks he has an anger problem. Do you think
Kevin Owens? No way.
He said that he thinks that he needs to get his anger in control. He's a rageaholic, and Owens is upset, says that Zayn, if he can avoid having any tantrums for the rest of the night, he'll leave it be, but if he blows up even once, he has to admit that there's a problem. KO accepts his challenge and walks off. Zayn apologizes to Byron.
It's going to lead to a split between them.
I think this will.
Because I think and it also leads to Owens being heel, because I just think he's going to have enough. And I think no matter who you are, if you attack Sami Zayn, you're going to be the heel. There is no ifs and buts about that.
Right now, at least.
I think if you're the one to attack Sami Zayn, no matter who, you could be Cody Rhodes, you could be freaking Rey Mysterio, you're going to be heel.
So we go to commercial break after that interview. We come back to Chelsea Green and Sonya versus Katana and Kaden, but before the match, they had this really cool promo package of like a TikToks, like scrolling through TikTok. They had like some really generic TikToks of like people like outdoors or like people dancing, and then but like every other TikTok was Chelsea being a Karen in public, and it was fantastic. They were all like Karen watchers TikTok videos and like. Or like be her own TikTok of her, get ready with me, and then it would like scroll through to the next ones. It was fantastic, cracked me up. A lot of her just getting yelled at in public places and her yelling. It was fantastic. The tag match was good too. Katana and Kaden are a great team. They're very good. They pick up the win. I think this is our second match over Chelsea and Sonya. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Katana and Kaden.
Me too.
They're very good. Same with Chelsea. Chelsea's been featured a lot. They seem to really like her. She's on every week, so they do. She's on every week.
She is, but I'm kind of getting over her very quickly.
I love her. Cody Rhodes. They do this weird short 2-minute interview on the stage with Kathy Kelly.
Well, I saw a lot of people saying that that's how it used to be. They used to do interviews from the side stage.
I remember that.
So I like that.
I don't know. I didn't like it. It was weird. It could have been backstage. Cody came out. They did as well. He got asked about Dom. All he really said was that he was going to handle his business and that he's got people in mind for his partners. And it was like all of 2 minutes. Not even. Maybe like a minute. After that, we have the former Hurt Business, Cedric and Shelton, take on Indus Sher, who told them the week prior. Excuse me. They didn't say excuse me. But they told them the week prior that they would give them a proper match since they took their beatings like men because they beat them down without a match. And Indus Sher did again here. They won in their match. Pretty lopsided victory for them. And that was really it. Nothing really important here. We got Sammy and Kevin again backstage when a guy bumps into Kevin Owens and spills water on him, some random dude. Owens says it's no problem. It's all good. He has an idiot problem, not an anger problem. And he can't blame that guy. They run into Riddle, and he asks Owens if he's been watching his movies. Kev screams but gets a handle back on it and says that they're great and wishes him luck in his match, and he just walks away. So he's trying to keep it in control. We get Logan Paul. He's standing on a ladder looking at the briefcases. Sitting on a ladder. And he enters himself into Money in the Bank because he could do that, I guess. We had Ricochet come out, who they battled in the Royal Rumble, and Ricochet says that congrats for making it in the Money in the Bank. He gets why he's in it, and everyone knows that the only reason that he was in the Money in the Bank is because Ricochet made him go viral at Royal Rumble. But enter Shinsuke Nakamura, who actually cuts like his biggest straight English promo ever. Actually, usually he immediately goes to Japanese, but he kept going. And then immediately interrupted by SmackDown's LA Knight. Huge pop. Cleveland went nuts for LA Knight. Cuts a great promo. Says LA Knight, or says Logan Paul makes YouTube videos for 14-year-old girls. That cracked me up. Santos Escobar comes out, and then Peter Dunne, Butch comes out. And before you know it, all the Money in the Bank participants are brawling in the ring. We go on to Ludwig Kaiser versus Matt Riddle in a one-on-one match. This was pretty good. Ludwig is really underrated, I feel.
I can see that.
I think he's a future U.S. or Intercontinental title holder. Good match. Matt Riddle, obviously very good himself. In the end, Matt Riddle with the win with a fall forward tombstone pile driver. And then Gunther attacks him. No one saved Riddle here. I was expecting KO Sammy to save him. But no, they let Riddle get beat down. No one helps Riddle. Poor Riddle. No friends anymore. Randy's gone, and you just...
Yep, Randy gone. He not coming
KO
back.
And Sammy,
you gotta make new friends, fool.
KO didn't want to... KO must have been too mad to help, I guess. Alpha Academy, Chad Gable, and Otis versus the Viking Raiders. This feud is still going on. We saw Maxine once again. This time hits a suplex to Valhalla, but it distracts Chad Gable on the inside of the ring during this match, and he ends up losing for Alpha Academy. So they're probably setting up a intergender 6-woman.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-man tag at Money in the Bank.
Viking Raiders, though, I'm kind of glad they're doing something. I feel like they never really do a whole lot with them, so it's good to see that they're doing something. We see Judgment Day getting ready for their main event, and of course, right before that, Natalya is interviewed, actually, right after that. This is what happened at Night of Champions, rocked her to the core. She's still trying to figure out where she fits in all this, but tonight is the second chance to prove to Rhea that she belongs and prove herself as well. Well, that didn't happen. Ripley beat her down on her entrance and just no match.
Yeah, because Ripley can't face her properly.
She did that, she did at the last
woman.
PLE. Did at the last PLE, though.
Yeah.
Next up,
Ripley's a chicken.
We see Raquel Rodriguez and Gorilla. In comes Rhea Ripley. They face off, and Raquel lets her know that there is someone that can take her title. From there, we have Cody Rhodes warming up backstage. Akira Tozawa lets him know that, hey, if you need help, I could help you. Tells him, I'll consider it. Thank you, Tozawa. In comes Sammy and KO. They offer their help to Cody, and Cody's like, well, Tozawa did just offer, and KO kind of starts losing his shit. It's like, what? He's like, well, we came all the way over here. Well, I guess, what does he say? He's like, oh, we came all the way over here, and now we don't need the help. I thought you said you need the help. He started just losing his mind. And But he says no. He just said that he didn't give him the spot, so they could do it. And KO calm down. Got a really good match after this between Raquel and Trish for the Money in the Bank qualifier.
It was.
Trish was selling
Trish
her
won.
ass off, and she was taking the whole rag doll. Like they ragged, she flailed around, and Raquel threw her down. It was insane how hard she would ragdoll her there. What do you think of this match?
Because Trish won.
Are you excited that she's in the Money in the Bank?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Do you think she'll win it?
Fuck no.
That's your last Money in the Bank qualifier, Trish Stratus. She actually won by DQ. That's right. She didn't win it fair and square. So Becky came in
Becky.
To attack Zoe Stark and then started fighting with Trish, which means that she basically helped Raquel there and got her DQ'd. And Raquel was not happy about it. I was not happy about it. Afterwards, we get a Braun Breaker interview who says that he doesn't care about Finn Balor attacking him because tomorrow night he was going to be the new World Heavyweight Champion. And he did a really calm, didn't yell, wasn't being typical Steiner. It was like a different promo.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that.
Chilled.
Back from commercial, we got Bronson Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura. These two had a pretty solid match, but it ends the same way it did the week prior with Bronson and Ricochet, with this time Ricochet getting involved and costing Nakamura the match. Bronson Reed won with his splash, and how excited were you for Bronson? But we're obviously going to see Nakamura and Ricochet, I think, cost each other these Money in the Bank. They're going to be worried about each other too much.
Make the triple threat already.
They show Seth Rollins from a local medical facility afterwards saying that his ribs were x-rayed, but nothing will stop him, and he was going to be at NXT tomorrow to defend his World Heavyweight title. Main event, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day, Damian, Dominic, and Finn. Really good six-man tag. And, of course, the Judgment Day lose.
Good.
Rhea did try to help at one point. It didn't really pan out well.
She failed.
But I'm really enjoying the Judgment Day as the top heels of Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Raw right now.
No bueno.
That means they're working. They're doing their job correctly. She doesn't like them.
No bueno, Judgment Day.
She thinks they're doing their job correctly, though, right? How are they not?
I don't like them.
So they're doing their job correctly. Overall, Raw was really good. It just is 3 hours is too long. NXT Gold Rush was a really good show. We had a lot of title defenses. We started off immediately with Seth Rollins arriving to the arena and hyping up his match with Braun Breaker. Tyler Bate versus Wesley for the North American title with Mustafa Ali, a special guest ref. Immediately, there's some pinfalls right away, and Ali counts hella fast.
Yeah, it was funny.
1, 2, and then they kick
slow,
out. They look at
and
him.
Then he counts normal.
Then they reverse roll up, and then he would count fast again. And then the next pins later on, he was counting slow. And
it was funny.
Being a very heel ref. And in the end, he did call it down the middle after he stopped all his shenanigans. And Wesley retained via the cardiac kick. Really good opening match.
Should have been Tyler Bate.
Very good match. Tyler Bate looked good. Mustafa Ali afterwards raised both their hands like if he was so happy for them after he was being very weird. As a ref in that match. We got a Gigi Dolan vignette talking about her street art that she likes to do. We also saw a Kiana James interview. It says that she doesn't think that Gigi's art was any good. That was rude. After that, we come back to Thea Hale's pep rally for her match with Tiffany Stratton next week. Tiffany eventually comes out and erupts it. We also have Gulak and Charlie Dempsey part of this pep rally. Tiffany comes out, says that doesn't matter what Thea Hale's going to do next week, that she will retain, and it's Tiffy time. Eventually, we saw Thea Hale actually put her in a Kimura and make Tiffany start tapping. Yep. That was actually pretty interesting. I actually really liked that.
I think it's funny because Tiffany had just said that Thea would never make her tap out, and then she tapped in like less than 5 seconds. That was funny.
After that, we have footage from Schisms bickering amongst themselves last week and Gacy pledging to look inside himself. After that, we see Ivan Al with Julius Creed watching the clip when Brutus walked up to chat about it. Julius says that they're a serious threat to the legitimate cancer to NXT, so apparently Schisms is a cancer. If they don't want to be here, they'll send them packing. They gently mock each other's physical appearance and laugh. Kind of forgettable. We go to our tag team triple threat. Winners take on Gallus next Tuesday. It was Briggs and Jensen versus Edris Enofe, Malik Blade versus Hank and Tank, with Malik and Enofe getting the win. Pretty okay match. Nothing crazy. Pretty short. But I didn't expect Enofe and Blade to win.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember that. I really don't.
I believe there was a few commercials in between. It's very easy to get sucked out of those matches. But I definitely see Gallus retaining next week. We did see Gallus right after that match backstage when, interestingly enough, Los Lotarios, Humberto Carrillo, and Angel Garza once again showed up saying that if they were in that triple threat match, they would be the ones taking them on next week. But, of course, it wasn't them, so that was weird. See Eddie Thorpe DJing when Damian Kemp rolls up to inform him the stipulation for their match will be a Raw Underground Rules match. No ropes, no knockouts. I'm sorry, no ropes, no pinfalls, knockouts or submission only. So that's not the return of Raw Underground. It's just the style of
let's clear that up.
rules.
I've seen all over Twitter like, oh my God, Raw Underground is back. What the fuck? No, it's not. It is the match. That is it.
Exactly.
The amount of times I see that tweet, like, oh my God, it's back,
But in
it's
a
back,
sense,
it's back.
it is, if you will.
Like, it's just the match.
But in a sense, but you're right.
No,
but
I'm
in a
right.
sense, I said you are. In a sense, I see what they're saying as well.
Not the show, people.
Next up, we are going to be having Cora Jade. I'm sorry, we see commotion. There's at one point we see Roxanne, thank you, walking backstage out of the camera view, and also we hear a lot of commotion going on, and she attacked Blair Davenport, who of course cost her the battle royal with Tatum Paxley. So that was some of the more vicious side of Roxanne I've seen. She's usually like very babyfacey. So excuse me.
Stuff you. I still think Blair is anonymous though.
Yeah, which they're still doing on Twitter too. There was another video.
She's keeping
at one
tabs on
point.
the women's division. Like, that's all it is.
After that, we have Seth Rollins backstage where Nathan Frazier rolls up to him. Seth congratulates him on winning the Heritage Cup. Of course, Nathan Frazier trained at Seth Rollins' school, wrestling school that he has. Frazier congratulates him on his World Heavyweight title win. In comes Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They introduce themselves. Rollins acts like he doesn't want to see them before they all laugh together and shake hands and yada, yada, yada. Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke. This crowd, I don't know if you remember, was very anti-Dana Brooke.
Yes, I do remember.
They did not want her to win. Or you could say very pro Cora Jade. But they were very, it wasn't like, yay, Cora. It was like, tap,
We hate
Dana,
you, Dana.
boo. And just, the crowd was going.
The shenanigans with Dana
hated her.
really, really turned me off this match, though. It just got too much. It just got, like, at the beginning, like, I understand, like, it was like no one could work out if it was legit or not, but it just went on too long. I think it just got stupid.
A lot of the people thought this match was not good online. A lot of the IWC did not enjoy this match. But a lot of people were also defending Dana because that crowd was very, very ruthless to her at the end of that match. But it wasn't that good of a. That's all I got to say about it. I like Cora, like Dana, but that match wasn't it. Afterwards, we had the Von Wagner and Robert Stone. This was really interesting because for the longest time, they've been talking about a photo of supposedly Von Wagner as a kid, and he had like stitches, a big scar across his head. Finally, he tells his story. Turns out his skull was permanently fused, and he needed extensive surgery to fix it. Talks about how kids would tease him about it and call him a monster, and even their moms would refuse to look at him, and Stone is highly sympathetic throughout the whole talk. He asked him to tell more about it, and he said that was enough for this week, and Vaughn just walked away. It was really sad.
Yeah.
It made you really feel for him. It was very interesting, actually. Made me actually curious to see what's next. What do you think? What do you think?
It was sad.
What do you think it's gonna lead to? Any idea?
I have no idea.
No, I don't know either. Honestly, Robert Stone's been in NXT for so long. I'm curious, like what's happening with him. Back from commercial, Axiom and Scripps are chatting with Eddie Thorpe about his Raw Underground match. They're kind of watching some videos on their phone of some former Raw Underground stuff. When eventually Gable Steveson, Eddie,
Finally,
he is brothers with Damon Kemp in real life, and he rolls up to Eddie Thorpe and says that he will train him for his match with his brother, which is very interesting. Could this be setting up Gable Steveson full time on NXT? I don't think so because there's talks of him doing a lot of college stuff.
Yeah,
he's like declared for this like last year or whatever.
I don't think we see him permanently, but I also think there's going to be a swerve during that match. I don't think Stevenson's going to
see Steveson help him or something.
Stick with Thorpe,
Yeah, I can see Steveson helping his brother for sure. After that, we have the face-to-face with Baron Corbin and Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. This was really,
a fun back and forth.
Really good. Corbin says that having the title doesn't mean Hayes has made it. He says there's nothing he can do or say that Corbin hasn't said or done. Carmelo taunts him about never being NXT champion. Baron fires back, so he doesn't care about what anybody thinks but himself. Melo's skeptical to Corbin to make himself relevant again. This was just back and forth. They really went back and forth on each other with the burns. Can't really talk about the whole segment here just because of how much they said, but man, is Baron Corbin in NXT better than on main roster.
Oh, hell yeah. I agree.
I don't know if it's just they let him do his own thing there or he's more scripted on the main roster. I don't know what it is, but his promos in NXT have been great. His match with Trick wasn't the best, but his match with Ilya last week was great, and I'm excited to see him and Carmelo after this promo next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be fun.
After that, we have Valentina Feroz and Ulysses Leon are chatting backstage when Dragon Lee rolls up to give them a pep talk for their next upcoming tag team match when Nathan Frazier also comes up and thanks him for the assistance in his Heritage Cup match. And they send him off for this match. We come back from commercial, though, where Stax kidnaps Joe Coffey.
Yeah.
And throws him in the back of a trunk after Gallus was in the parking lot and drives away. So Joe Coffey going to be MIA again for a minute, I guess.
Yep.
Meta-4, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend versus Valentina Feroz and Ulysses Leon. I don't remember too much about this match, honestly.
Me neither.
I think we kind of were sidetracked here. But Meta-4, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson get the win over Feroz and Ulysses Leon. Trying to establish more new women in this division here. Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins in a great match.
That was very fun.
Braun Breaker was his match to prove that he's main roster ready.
I think he's main roster ready, but I don't think he's going on for a while.
You could be right. I don't know what he has left besides the Ilya match, because obviously that's where they're going with the last few weeks prior to tonight. There was really nothing with it.
I think he'll stay down there for a while. He looks comfortable there.
Very good match, though. These two looked very good together. There was lots of near falls. Braun kicking out of a pedigree at one point. Seth kicking out of a spear, kicking out of the running power slam. But Seth wins, and immediately after, Finn Balor once again made his way to Florida to beat the shit out of Seth Rollins. And did he ever. So Seth once again attacked, and as of right now, his next match is not till Money in the Bank next Saturday, the 8th. Or the 1st, excuse me.
The 1st.
I'm thinking of Rick G's concert.
Yes.
But overall, this NXT Gold Rush was good. I'm very excited for next week's episode, with the main event being Corbin and Carmelo. Also, we'll see Gallus versus Malik Blade and Edris Enofe. And it's going to be interesting because if Joe Coffey got kidnapped, he won't be there to help them.
Nope.
But I think Gallus will still retain. But I think that match will be great as well. As Tiffany and Thea, I think Tiffany retains next week. What do you got there? Yeah, I would love to see Thea
after
win.
that pep rally, whatever you call it. Yeah, pep rally. You can't not put the title on Thea. How do you not do that?
She cut a very good promo.
And she was very over.
She was very over with the crowd,
and Tiffany just is not nailing it as champ.
You don't think so?
Nope. At all.
Yeah, her promo wasn't the... I don't know if it's still the voice,
just the fact that
but...
Thea tapped her out, and... I don't know. I think you have to give it to Thea.
Definitely. I think she has a shot. I think put on Thea.
Thea the youngest WWE champion in history.
Good NXT, though. Very good NXT.
It was fun.
Want to support your favorite WWE superstar and myself all at the same time? Well, if you purchase stuff off of WWE Shop, use my WWE Shop affiliate link. That's www.www.shop.io/6EYP5Q. Using that link when you purchase anything off of WWE Shop will kick money back my way and help support my content and the future of my content. So make sure you guys use that link when you make your WWE Shop purchases to support me and your favorite superstars. Tonight was AEW Dynamite, June 21st, and this was the go-home for Forbidden Door. This was after
a lot of good stuff
Collision, the first ever episode. We start immediately with the Hardys in tag team action against the Guns. Guns come out to huge heat in Chicago. Hardys hella over, of course. Okay match, nothing bad, nothing botchy,
nothing at all.
Nothing amazing either. It was a pretty typical match with Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, and Juice helping Ass Boys get the win.
Told you they were part of it after Colorado.
We see Jay White and Juice Robinson slide in the ring to beat Matt Hardy down while the Guns look on. Juice gets down on Jeff and starts beating him up. Ricky Starks come in to make the stave. They start beating him down. The save. And FTR as well come in to make the save, but also get beat down themselves before the return to AEW Dynamite of CM Punk.
CM Punk
comes off, and they all fend off Bullet Club Gold and the Guns, where Punk makes a challenge for this Saturday, 8-man tag, Bullet Club Gold and the Guns versus CM Punk, Ricky Starks, and FTR. That's going to be a good match. I'm excited. What do you think about that match? Who do you think's going to win it?
Oh, Punk and FTR.
No, definitely. I agree. After that, we immediately jump into a concession stand match. This was super entertaining. Jeff Jarrett, Mark Briscoe, and this went immediately from the concession stand to the merch stand. They went everywhere. There was Karen Jarrett pushing Mark Briscoe down from a ladder through a table. We had Papa Briscoe sitting ringside making an appearance. We had Sanjay Singh. We had, who else came in and helped Mark? There was a few other people here.
That was at the end.
Oh, Lucha Brothers, yes.
Yeah, that
Lucha
was
Brothers
all towards the end.
came out, and this is obviously no DQ. Christopher Daniels as well and the Best Friends, they all came out, and in the end, Mark Briscoe wins with a schoolboy roll-up, which was funny. But it was a fun match. It was really chaotic.
It was very circus-like.
Very circus-like. I actually agree 1,000%. But I enjoyed it. It was a little overbooked, but that's I think the whole point of that type of match.
It was fun. And Papa Briscoe looks like he could kill you in one punch. He's a scary man.
He's an older guy, but he looks like he has old man
He's a very scary man.
Yeah. We come back from, I'm sorry, before we go to commercial, we see Don Callis with the Blackpool Combat Club and Takeshita. They cut a promo saying that they're making a challenge to the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, for Forbidden Door, that they got Shooter, since they're going to have Bryan Danielson tied up in the Okada match. So Shooter is going to be there, fourth guy or fifth guy, or whatever it is. Fifth guy, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that they need to find another guy because they have...
they need to find two.
Was it two? Because they had Hangman the Bucks. Kenny was... Oh, Kingston, I'm sorry. They had Kingston.
They have Kingston, and then Kingston announces
I forgot about Kingston, though. That's
their
why
other partner.
That's why I got all confused.
Later on.
So Eddie Kingston, who helped them last week at the end of Dynamite, and then they let Eddie pick the final guy, and he said he was going to... Or Eddie said he was going to pick the final guy, that he felt comfortable picking the final guy. And so that's what they announced. And then we go immediately into Andretti, AR Fox, Darius Martin versus Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, and Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki. This was a really good, hard-hitting trios match. Good to see Suzuki with a lot of these younger dudes. And kind of like, it's funny, if you watch New Japan, you know Suzuki likes to attack the young lions. So it kind of feels like these were the perfect three for him to go up against with Jericho and Guevara. And of course, Les Sex Gods and Suzuki win when Jericho puts on the walls of Jericho on Darius and makes him tap. We see Renee come in to interview Jericho, asking him about Sting, and he challenges Sting and Darby to find a third partner for Forbidden Door, as Suzuki, him, and Guevara will challenge them. Sting immediately comes out, tells Jericho that he's uptight, cursing under his breath, and that they will announce this Saturday on AEW Collision who their partner is.
So the person that Sting has is someone that Jericho knows very well.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's Naito.
Could be Naito, or I think my other guess was Ishii.
Which they end up announcing that
so
was going to be
not
Eddie Kingston, who he chose later on. So
maybe they bring Sabu back.
I hope
someone
not,
that he has history with. So
I don't know who else it could be, honestly. That I can't think of anyone right now off the top of my head besides Naito, who he's had recent interactions with. But I'm interested.
It really could be anyone.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. It'll be someone from New Japan, is my prediction. But back from commercial break, the Elite are there to answer the challenge, and that's when Eddie says that he'll pick their partner tonight. In the ring, Adam Cole there says that who's ready for story time, and that he wants his match against MJF. MJF comes out.
Before this, we did have the drawing of the tag team eliminator right there.
It is. Oh, I'm sorry. Shivani and RJ before we even go to commercial break, are with the little spinny poker thing, bingo spinner thing.
Yeah.
And they pull two names from it, and they smirk and laugh amongst each other. And I'm like, wow, okay. And apparently that's the two who are teaming up, or one of the two teaming up in the Blind Eliminator. That's when we come back to the Hangman promo with the Elite. But then Adam Cole's on the mic. MJF comes out to interrupt him. They have a really good back and forth promo here before Tony Schiavone interrupts them. Says he has some important news to break. They both tell him, "Shut up, Schiavone!" at the same time and look at each other, confused, like, did we just become best friends type of moment? And then they kind of got mad at each other again. But that was funny. Made everyone laugh. Eventually, Tony Schiavone, before he could reveal what it is, Tanahashi. Oh no, he does reveal before this happens. Schiavone lets them know that the two names they pulled, well, the first one was Adam Cole and the second one was MJF. And they will be teaming up in the blind title.
So now they are part
of the
Eliminator. Blind title.
So they might win the AEW tag titles. They might have to face FTR.
With them being the first team, I think it's going to be a lot of heels and faces thrown together.
That's going to be interesting because I think as of right now, FTR doesn't have any tag title defenses set. So if that's their next title defense, if MJF and we don't know the other people, obviously every team will be random like that.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to go.
But I feel like that's where they're going to have win.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's
I
going to
like
be
this
interesting.
tournament.
After that,
Speaking of tournament,
Hiroshi Tanahashi appears on the screen, calls MJF a coward, and says that he needs to show up at Forbidden Door to show him his strength of New Japan. And eventually, Adam Cole baits him into accepting the match, like he did for his one-on-one match. And it calls him a coward, and that this whole time that he thought he was trying to prove he wasn't a coward, but here he is being a coward. And eventually, Max accepts the challenge, so he won't be no-showing, at least supposedly. And we will get Tanahashi and MJF officially now.
Cole is very good at getting in MJF's head.
Yes.
It's twice he's done that now.
And we get the Owen Hart tournament announcements, but for some reason my notes there don't have them.
I think the brackets are in Discord.
Yeah, I got them right here. So for the men, we're going to have CM Punk versus Kojima happens at Forbidden Door, opening round for the Owen Hart men's side. Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe will happen June 29th Collision. We have Dustin Rhodes for Powerhouse Hobbs, as well as on the June 29th Collision, and Juice Robinson and Ricky Starks, as well as in June 29th. Yep. So that collision will be heavily Owen Hart tournament. The women's side, Britt Baker and Ruby Soho will battle June 28th Dynamite. And when I say June 29th Collision, that's taped on a Thursday. That'll appear on that Saturday. My apologies. Anna Jay versus Sky Blue June 23rd, Rampage for the women's side. Nyla Rose versus Willow June 24th on Collision. And Athena and Billy Starks. I think she's only like 20, so she's a young competitor. And that's at Forbidden Door. That'll be on, I'm assuming, the pre-show that'll probably be. I'll be surprised if that's on the main card. It says Forbidden Door. But those are all the competitors. So Kojima and Punk, I'm actually really interested. Kojima's older, but I'm really interested in that. Joe and Strong's going to be great as well. I'm not too interested in Dustin Hobbs or Juice and Starks, but those two.
I think it's going to come down to Punk and Juice.
That makes sense.
After what happened today.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Or Joe. No, because they're on the same side,
They're on the same side, yeah. It's those two and those two, yeah. First and second.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can still see Joe. I think we'll see Joe beat Strong, and I think we'll see Joe and Punk in one of the men's semifinals.
Punk's the only right person to win this.
And then I could see Britt winning for the women for a second year.
Britt, I said originally, and then I noticed Sky.
Yeah, Sky, they definitely, I think, are ready to kind of start moving her up.
They've been pushing her a lot, and so I think it's going to go Britt, Sky, I think Nyla's going to beat Willow.
Oh, man, that's not
Athena
nice.
beats Billy.
So, obviously, I have Willow. If you know me, I'm a big Willow fan. So, I have Willow over Nyla. I have Athena over Billy as well. I think Sky will beat Anna as well. And then I think Britt beats Ruby. Or maybe Ruby gets help from Tony and Saraya. Weren't we supposed to see Saraya on this episode? Yeah. And she wasn't there, I just realized.
She wasn't advertised for the show, but she said she would be at the arena.
Yeah.
But
I just remembered that now.
Yeah, like everyone was like, oh, we're going to see her. I'm like, well, they didn't technically say we would see her.
Right,
She just said that she was going to travel to the show. That's all she said.
So maybe she makes an appearance on Rampage, which they did tape tonight. Yeah. I haven't read what happened tonight on Rampage, obviously, but she might have been.
I know
there.
one thing, that's it.
From there, we go into a great tag team match. This was really good. Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata and Orange Cassidy.
That was fun.
This match was very so good. In the end, Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. get the victory. When he hits the folding press on Shibata. It was crazy that he pinned the Pure title holder. Afterwards, commentary lets them know that there will be a fatal four-way for the I keep calling it All Atlantic. International title. So it's going to be Daniel Garcia versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata versus Orange Cassidy. Will Orange Cassidy finally lose his title? She wants Garcia, so I was about to ask, but we already know.
I want Garcia, but I actually think it's going to be Shibata.
Maybe. He might be double champ because Shibata holds the ROH Pure title, too.
I think it's going to be Shibata.
Afterwards, Will Ospreay is interviewed out in the parking lot by, I think it was Alex Marvez, but immediately Don Callis rolls up and lets him know that in Canada, Kenny has been telling all the fans to throw stuff at him and to berate him when he gets to Canada and abuse him. And, he lets out offer that if he needs extra security, to reach out to Don Callis. And he kind of looks at him like, I don't know if I should trust you type of look, but he didn't look like he... It looked like he was thinking about it.
Ospreay would be, I think, a very good addition for.
I agree. I think that would be a great. Oh, it's interesting though because he also has United Empire.
He does, and they are officially with AEW, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, one of them's injured right
Yes.
now. Kyle Fletcher's the only one who's
But
besides Cobb, who works with New Japan.
I think that would be fun.
But Cobb and them are here for it. They were just on the show last
Yeah.
week, so I'm sure that he could be there to help Kenny if he needs to be.
Hell yeah.
As well as Kyle Fletcher, and so I don't know. I don't know if he'll accept Don Callis since he has United Empires. I don't know if he'll accept his offer. You never know though. But you could be right. After this, we got a pretty solid TBS title match: Chris Statlander versus now heel Taya Valkyrie. Pretty short match though, but in the end, pretty good. Statlander with the retain. What did you think about this match?
I don't really care for it. I'm not
No.
gonna lie.
Yeah, it was kind of just there. And I felt it was in a spot between
It
the
wasn't, like-
really good tag match and the main event, really. So
Yeah, for the main event, like
Or the
a
main
main
event
event
segment.
match,
So-
it really wasn't.
yeah, because after this they followed up with Eddie Kingston's announcement on who the 5th member for him in the Elite versus BCC at Forbidden Door. Cuts a good promo. Says sorry that I need to put my shirt on. Just got out of had surgery recently, and he ate a lot of ice cream. But eventually he says that, he thought someone was his friend, and now he's with someone that he despises. And Moxley immediately comes out through the crowd, no music, confronts Kingston, and
walks out.
Kingston starts talking to him, and eventually Mox starts talking, and Kingston interrupts him, and Mox says kind of quietly into the mic, "Every time." And Kingston goes, "Every time what? Every time what?" It says it about 3 or 4 times before he says, "Yeah, you can't say it," because Mox never answers. Grabs the mic from Mox and says, "Our 5th." He doesn't even he just sounds like he's mad that he has to do it this way. "Our 5th partner is Tomohiro
Like, he
Ishii."
didn't really. There was no hyping up. There was no hesitation.
He was mad that he got interrupted.
He's just our partner is Ishii.
Yeah, because I love the way he sold it. He got mad that he was so mad that he came out like that. He was like, "Well, here's our 5th. That's what I'm here for. Here's our 5th partner, Tomohiro Ishii."
He's like,
And I lost my shit. Ishii came out, but before Ishii could even hit the ring, BCC come out and they attack him. Brian, Wheeler, Claudio, Mox, they're all attacking him. Down comes Okada eventually, and everyone runs off, and him and Brian hold face off in the ring. Before he goes for the Rainmaker, Brian leaves, and Wheeler Yuta, who was already down in the ring, eats the Rainmaker.
Brian really fed Yuta to Okada.
Yes, he did.
Really fed him. He just stood there and watched it happen.
Took the bullet.
Wasn't gonna help his teammate
Took the Rainmaker.
there. He was just like, "Hey, I'm not taking it. You can take it
Who
instead."
do you have, Okada or Brian, this Sunday?
Okada.
You do? I don't know, man.
Okada.
I kind of think they're going to have Brian win this. Why?
Okada.
So do I, but
He's
I just think
better.
they're going to have Brian. That's all I'm saying.
Don't make me sad.
But that was AEW Dynamite. It was really solid.
I still can't get over Jay White beating Okada in I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago.
And they did announce stuff for Rampage and Collision this week. I put Collision Rampage trying to see what was announced. Let's see. I know they announced the 8-man tag, Ricky Starks and Punk and FTR versus Bullet Club Gold and the Guns. That was one that was confirmed for this Saturday. Collision. They also announced Adam Cole was going to be on Rampage. MJF was making his first appearance on Rampage. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, I'm trying to find everything. I think this will be everything. So on Saturday, we got that 8-man tag. We got Tanahashi versus Swerve Strickland this Saturday.
That's random but crazy.
Opening round for the women's Owen Hart Cup. Willow versus Nyla. Brody King 1-on-1 versus Andrade. Sting and Darby will reveal their partner for Forbidden Door against the Sex Gods and Suzuki. And Christian Cage will address Luchasaurus' TNT title.
And this is where he's going to say that Luchasaurus was competing on my behalf. And it is now officially going to be his title.
That's definitely what I think they're going to do for sure. For Rampage this Friday, MJF makes his first appearance. Adam Cole will be on as well. I'm assuming we'll have another promo with the two. And JAS versus Sky Blue for the Women's Owen Hart Cup opening. Chaos, Rocky Romero, Chuck Taylor, and Trent. And Yo versus United Empire, Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, and Jeff Cobb. And Swerve. So Swerve having some big matches. Jack Perry 1-on-1 with New Japan's Doku this Friday night. And the Acclaimed will be in action on Rampage as well. We also had some more matches announced for Forbidden Door. Let me pull those up.
I'm very interested to see who Sting and Darby reveal as their partner.
Yeah, again, I was saying I think Naito.
Collision, I'm sorry, my bad.
But I don't know. If it could be someone else besides Naito as well. So for Forbidden Door this Sunday, Sonata defends against Jungle Boy, his IWGP World Heavyweight title. MJF accepted, finally, his match to defend his title against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Women's title, Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale. The AEW Women's title. AEW International title, OC versus Garcia versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata. IWGP US title, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Okada versus Bryan Danielson. Eddie Kingston, Ishii, the Young Bucks, and Hangman Page versus the BCC, Shota Umino, and Takeshita. Sting and Darby Allin and a partner of their choosing versus Suzuki, Sammy, and Jericho. Punk versus Kojima in an Owen Hart Foundation tournament match. And Athena versus Billy Starks on the pre-show for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament as well. So a lot of announcements by AEW match-wise.
See.
So this is right now only
We
8
still have
matches.
an unanswered
9
question.
matches. What is that?
Who did Kenny Omega go to visit?
Maybe it was Eddie. Maybe
In
Eddie was in
Japan?
Japan. Well, he is going to be in the G1.
I mean, he could have been talking to Ishii, I guess. But that seemed like that was Kingston's decision.
It was Kingston's decision.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Who the fuck was he talking to 2 weeks ago? That hasn't been answered. I don't like
Overall,
unanswered questions.
Crazy week of wrestling. And I'm actually surprised we got through it that fast, but I guess because you're a little tired tonight, because we've done a lot. We did our Dynamite reactions. We had to clean up the room a bit and stuff, because we have a crazy setup here when we do 3 people on stream. So we did a lot today. I had even ran around a bit, so understandable why you were a little short of words.
And my
tonight.
allergies are kicking my butt.
Yeah, it happens. But overall, I'm excited for Forbidden Door.
Me too.
Sad that you're
Me
leaving
too.
in a couple days, or about a day now.
A day.
It's gonna suck.
See.
I'm gonna be so sad Friday night, so I'm not
Me
even gonna
too.
be reacting. Well, I might be home in time, but I just don't feel like I'd be.
He'll be
in the spirit to
he'll probably
stream.
watch it with our friends.
Yeah, and then Saturday I'll be live for Collision on twitch.tv/HillJosh and tiktok.com/@HillJosh. Be live reacting to Collision on Saturday. I'll be live reacting to Forbidden Door on Sunday. I'll be back on Monday for Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday Dynamite. I'll probably take next Thursday off, I'm assuming at this point. Friday, I actually believe next Friday is the release. Actually, next Thursday is the release of Fight Forever. So I lied. I'll be live next Thursday. So I'll be live every day for the next, starting Saturday all the way through next Friday.
Saturday.
Actually, next Saturday, because then
Unless
the
you
first is
do-
Money in the
unless you don't
Bank.
do- Oh yeah, Money in the Bank. I was
So
gonna say.
the first, I'll be
Unless you don't do
live for the
Collision.
next. I'm taking tomorrow, Friday off. I'll be live Saturday through Saturday. I'll be live 7 days in a row.
So obviously, when he's watching Money in the Bank, there'll be no Collision. Unless you
No, Money in
double
the
screen
Bank.
it.
Oh, that's right.
No, they're
Son
on
of
the
a
same
gun.
night.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they're on the same.
Yeah,
night.
so that Collision there will be no reaction to. So I didn't even think about that at all. But any final words? This is your last time at least being on the podcast in the US. You'll be on it again, of course.
Yes, I'll still be on stream, be in chat and stuff.
Not
like
as
that,
often because
just
she does work
virtually. Yes,
the time
It'll mainly be
change.
like weekends, like maybe SmackDown, or if there's a pay-per-view I'm able to catch. So.
Yeah, right now in Australia, like for here in Colorado, it's 10:24 p.m. In Australia right now, it is 2:23 p.m.
PM on the next day.
It's Thursday already. Yeah. So for her, like Raw's on Tuesday mornings, NXT Wednesday
And
mornings,
I work.
Dynamite Thursday mornings, and then SmackDown Saturday mornings.
SmackDown's really the only thing I get to
Or,
watch
no,
like live.
Yeah. Sorry. I can't think of my days. I get confused too. It'll be confusing because she's been here for the last almost 3 months.
Yeah.
So it'll be confusing again to try to remember like time changes and everything.
See,
But she will hopefully be back. I mean, we're
I'll be
engaged,
back.
so we want her back as soon as possible. But
he
we
can
need to
get rid of me.
we need to
trust
get
me.
the visa process going because we're probably just gonna end up doing a fiance visa.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think that's our safest bet.
but follow her everywhere. The link tree for her social media and her fan page is all in the description here below, or in the Spotify description, wherever you're watching this. And of course, follow me everywhere. Use the code HillJosh on the G Fuel website, 20% off. Don't forget to subscribe to my memberships at hilljosh-shop.forthwall.com. We have Patreon-style memberships to listen to this podcast completely free. It's $5 a month for the free version, $4.25 for Tier 1 Twitch subs. That helps support me. Also, I get more sub revenue there than I do Twitch. So definitely go subscribe. hilljosh-shop.forthwall.com, guys, because that's definitely a little bit better than Twitch's policies right now, which I'm still sticking on Twitch for now. But that'd be great if you guys supported me that place. And also checked out the merchandise there. We have a ton of merch there. And follow me everywhere. Discord, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all those fun places. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Hopefully we do more than one of these a week so we don't have to recap everything all in one because that's a lot.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
And hopefully the audio didn't mess up like last week. That's why there wasn't the recap like we planned to do.
I know, we filmed one with our friend Chef Cuppy and it just didn't pan out.
We'll get Cuppy on next week. You heard it here first. Catch you guys
Bye.
next time.